okay, so this is a question for you men. As a woman, how should we be able to determine the difference between a simp and someone that really just wants you? Like he's really just
wait a minute.
wants you. Consistency.
Here's the thing.
The simps really want you.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, like, I don't even know why you're even asking that question. Wait, who are you asking that question for?
I'm asking for the men. Like, how do we?
So yeah,
you're trying to like you're trying to educate the men right
now. No. She's asking us. She's asking a question.
No, I'm saying like why are you?
Me so bad.
No. I'm saying like who are you asking for? This is what I'm asking.
Oh,
right?
I'm asking for the women. How do we determine if a guy is a simp or if he's
really down for you?
You can tell.
You can easily tell. Like every guy.
Okay, so I'm asking the question.
Every guy should be simping for you in some way, shape, or form. Like we're gonna call it simping if somebody's doing. But here's the thing: it's just a matter of like how much you're giving back to him. And like, see, you're only gonna give to a guy that you have burning genuine desire for, that you really care a fuck about. You know, you're not gonna return that. So like, every guy technically is a simp at the end of the day. But there's only certain guys that you want to reciprocate with. So those guys, you know, like you can't make, and a guy that's not simping for you, you can't make him simp for you. You can sit there and give as much as you want, fuck him or do whatever you want, but you're not gonna make him simp for you ever. Especially if he's a guy with options. The problem today with women, and like especially, I say this all the time, in the black community, black men are highly sought after. They have white girls, Asian girls, Mexican girls. They're all trying to take your guy. Maybe not for relationships, but they're all trying to fuck your dude. So at the end of the day, you better accept that he has options. And like, and a lot of the guys that a lot of women go for, they got options, and they're not going to take you seriously because they got 3 other girls that week also. Why would he do that? Why would he sit there and lock himself down to this one girl when I got 3 or 4 others that I'm going to go out with?
I thought she was different. She rubbed your toes and your coins.
Well, so you could do that for some guys, and it's not going to make a difference for them because you might be doing that, and the other girls are doing it too. He's just the type where he has such good options, he's never going to lock it down.
But let's be honest, that's like the
it just depends if he does.
1%, right?
Yeah, only a few guys. Only a few guys can do this.
And the only reason I asked the question is because most of y'all, the simps are already in your DMs, and you're not responding anyway. So I feel like you're asking a question already knowing what it looks like.
No, some people don't know because you missed out on options.
I don't know.
If you don't know, that's not for us to tell.
Well, I don't know. So you actually made a good point. Some of y'all miss out on options just because you're vetting out too soon, right? So if a guy's in your DM, 9 times out of 10, you leaving it on red, right? Everybody got an iPhone for the most part. You know what you do. You get the notification. You already read it.
You don't look at it, Roger.
You don't look exactly 1,000%.
You don't even actually open it. You just scroll the tab down and look at it, and then you just put it back up. You don't even actually open the message.
1,000%, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes what happens is there's a guy in there, right, who's not a simp, right, and you just pass over his message. You know what I'm saying? That same person is probably not liking your pictures. He's probably not DMing you 2-3 times a week. And that's the person that you kind of miss out on. He's probably not a simp. The other guy, on the other hand, is like, please just give me a chance. I got a homegirl last year. She was telling me about this one guy who he was like reaching out to her for like 6 months. 6 whole months for a date.
I have some guys like 3 years.
There you go.
Damn.
And finally,
I don't even like kind of. I don't think that it's like. I don't take that as like a compliment. To me, it's like.
Well, you've heard
you're just desperate and like
you've heard it. Yeah,
you're
like this nigga's
You're doing
thirsty.
it to me, but you're doing it to like 10 other girls too. Like it doesn't take anything to sit behind a screen and just send a message.
Right. Okay. So that's true, but I personally, I mean, I'm gonna take your word for it. But personally, most women, I don't think that they think like that. I don't think that if a guy DMs you, you go, how many other men or how many other women have?
I
they
do.
DM'd? You do? Do you think that way?
Yes.
Okay, so when a guy approaches you, the guy that you like approaches you, do you think the same thing?
No, I'm not special.
No, I'm saying
not because I'm not special, because I just think that like.
No. I'm saying when a guy approaches you, do you think automatically, man, how many women does he approach a day?
I don't really care how much women they approach a day, but I just know that like I don't take it seriously because it's Instagram.
No, I'm talking about in real life.
Oh, in real life?
Yeah, if he approaches you in real life and you like him, do you say to yourself, I wonder how many women does he do this to every day?
Well, in real life, that's different. In social media, it's 100% different. But in real life, I would say that doesn't happen that often.
And I would say that it's no difference. Because at the end of the day, the guy's approaching you, right?
Yeah.
What you're looking at is, okay, this guy's approaching me. I'm not responding to him, right? And he's still approaching me. Well, in real life, you kind of have to make that response. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where you're making the distinction.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that as far as the guys that you want, he's probably talking to 2, or he's probably reaching out to 10 women anyways. But you don't think about it because you like him in front of you.
Yeah, you don't think about that.
You don't think about that.
It.
So that part I think is a mute point. What turns y'all on is one on Instagram is a little bit different because most of y'all kind of look at the profile and you go, I'll give him a chance, right? If his profile's shitty, which most guys' profiles are, you kind of go, bump that nigga, right?
I like when a guy has no followers, or actually, I would prefer you to have no Instagram at all.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Hey, this is what I teach.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. Look,
wait, what do you mean?
You're clearly you're clearly an outlier, and that's fine, right?
Don't have an Instagram at all, and never have a single digital footprint. You are ideal.
And here's the funny thing about it. What you just told men is how to stay single and sexless.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, really. Because Instagram is
most
the
men
main.
Are scared to approach in person anyway.
And Instagram is the primary dating app right
delete
now.
That F and F on right now.
You know what I'm saying?
But the reality is, in the perfect world, which I'm sure in y'all world, if she don't have Instagram, you like, oh, she done got
it's the opposite.
5 points.
No. Oh yeah, boosted up 5. Oh yeah.
You're gonna like her more, right? Because you don't even have to worry about Instagram. So I think that goes for both parties. You know, if I meet a guy and he checked, all my boxes, and he don't have an Instagram. Oh,
that's good.
Well, I'm saying like this. I'm saying like this.
Hey,
for guys,
hey Donnie, delete that. What are those?
What I'm saying is,
I like anonymous.
What I'm saying is that for a guy. So here's the thing. I do a lot of networking, right? I used to carry business cards around. I stopped doing that because one, people stopped asking for it, and two, what I recognize in your Instagram is that a person can see your whole profile, right? So there's one thing for them to see you in person. There's another thing for them to see you as a professional on your profile, right? So for a guy who has a good profile, they're already getting vetted into a woman's life. For most women, maybe not you, but definitely you.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at everything.
Exactly.
I'm looking at
you. You know what I'm saying?
I'll look at it, but I just prefer it.
Right, and again, you're an outlier. That's fine. I'm just saying that for the average woman, right? And this is not like a value a value distinction, but I'm just saying for the average woman, what they're looking at is who is he? Because who he is determines what type of vibe or what type of experience they're going to get out of him.
So like this, I'm going to push back on him, and I'm on y'all's side on this. I actually teach in my course how guys can actually get away with not having the Instagram, like not having it, because what happens is, like, he's right. Most guys have shitty Instagrams. So if you have a shitty Instagram, you shoot yourself in the foot and you end up just like actually make it to where you can't get girls. So I like to actually teach guys, if your Instagram sucks, you suck at taking pictures, you suck at fucking making it better, you're not going to do good at this, you might as well not have one. Because the mystery, of you not exposing yourself and exposing everything about your life will get you further. Like women, guys shoot themselves in the foot, telling everything about their life, giving up. Like, y'all are so funny. Like, women sometimes will stay with a dude who's a bum or whatever it is, and as long as he doesn't ruin the fantasy, as long as she doesn't ask the questions that ruin the fantasy, she'll sit there and stay fucking a guy that's broke or just a loser or whatever it is. It happens all the time. But it's because they don't want to ruin the fantasy. And this happens. A lot of guys are really good at building the fantasy up, and they can be broke, they can be nobodies, and they can do this. So like, I like to teach guys that, like, you don't even need the Instagram. Or 9 times out of 10, if you have a bad one, it's going to shoot yourself in the foot. Like, it's not going to help you. And like, I learned this because of the way that I do dating method. It's all cold approach, it's all in-person stuff. And there's a lot of women that I've met in person. There's a lot of women that I've talked to that say the same thing, that like they want a guy that doesn't have all the social media and stuff. And the reason why is because, like, he's right. Women do chase status most of the time, but there's a cycle of dating for women. So like, what happens usually is you'll date, like, I don't know which one you'll do first. Maybe you'll date the loser first or the hot guy first. But basically what usually happens is you date the hot guy and you're like, all right, I'm not fucking dealing with that bullshit again. Him cheating and him having all these girls. I'm going to date the normie. So you date the normie and you're like, oh, fuck this normie. He's too lame. I need to go back. So usually there's like this little cycle that women get into. And like, you finally like learn sooner or later which one you're like wanting to settle for. Like, yeah. And like, so sometimes they end up settling for the normie guy. And if they're at that point in their thing where they want to go for the normie guy and they settle for that, they might want the guy with the no Instagram, with the no social media, and they really want that. Like, that's like what they want bad. And so it really just depends.
So here's the thing, I think it doesn't matter, because girl, if he gonna cheat, he gonna cheat.
Even if you have an Instagram, I don't really care.
Instagram has nothing to do with cheating. Yeah, cheating.
I know. You're gonna cheat regardless. But that's why women want it, because in our head, he's not DMing other women.
Oh man, now I want to feel later.
That's really misguided. That's so misguided.
Well, so to his point, cold approach is actually the best approach, right? Like, realistically speaking, if I talk
meaning
to you,
real life,
in real life, right? If I talk to you in real life, you've already been able to assess me, you know the vibes, you know all that stuff right off rip, right? So that's the best way to approach. What I'm saying is that as far as Instagrams are concerned, if you're gonna have one, the way that you stop yourself from being left on red is by having a good one, right? Because that's going to be your effectively your resume.
Your resume. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you are a successful man, I feel like a lot of the successful men don't really care about like their. I mean, it depends. Like if you are making your living off of Instagram and social media,
if you need to market, then
that's
yes,
different.
Yes,
but if you are like
I
a
agree with
different kind
you.
of man, like you don't like you do your work in the real world,
or you have a blue,
or if you're older.
You have a brick, if you have
in my case, like,
if you have a brick and mortar store,
somebody.
like I have tons of mentors and friends that own business, and they have brick and mortar stores. They don't have Instagrams or anything. They still get bitches because they have a brick and mortar store. Like they're millionaires, they make big money, but it's a brick and mortar. You don't need to have an
Instagram to prove your.
Yeah, they don't have.
You don't have to have an Instagram.
That's why I don't care about social media.
Like they're the weird guys that have a Facebook and their Facebook profile is just their boat or something. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like,
boat.
Like yeah, you can instantly see he's the guy with the fucking boat, which already says a lot right there.
Hey y'all, Sergio here. I just want to mention I've created a completely free guide that shows you exactly how I went from having low confidence and being painfully awkward around women to easily meeting and dating numerous high quality desirable women in real life without the use of any dating apps or social media. So if you're struggling to get out there, if you have approach anxiety or don't know what to say or how to interact with women to make them want you and are sick of using dating apps with low value girls that hundreds of other guys have been chatting with, click the link in the description below to grab your free guide right now. And if you want private mentorship with me personally to help guide you every step of the way in this process, check out my mentorship program in the description too. I would be happy to help you reach your dating goals and overcome any obstacle you may face. And trust me, if I can do it, you can do it too. I hope to see you soon. Peace out.